All right, my beautiful friends, how are you today? Aaron here, bringing you your daily horoscope for Saturday, June 20th, 2020. Are you excited for this weekend as much as I am? I certainly hope so. We've got the moon in Gemini in the middle degrees, moving closer, inching closer and closer to the sun. All right, now the sun today, this is very important. Obviously, we're getting ready for this eclipse. It's happening at 2:41 a.m. Sunday morning. It's Eastern Daylight Time, okay? So it'll be happening on Saturday night for my friends out west. Either way, so we have the sun conjunct the north node today, okay? Now this happens once a year, but the nodes change positions every year and a half, every 18 months. So the north node is now at 29 degrees of Gemini. The sun is now at 29 degrees of Gemini. We've got Venus retrograde in Gemini and the moon as well in Gemini. So we have this stellium. Stellium is 4 or more planets, right? 4 more energies in one sign. Okay, so we have a lot of this Gemini energy. Gemini is the, look at both sides, both sides of every coin, two sides to every story, something I've been talking about a lot this past month. And leading up to this eclipse is extremely important, and specifically today as the sun conjuncts the north node, okay? Because it's saying, all right, let me just show you this. It's saying a lot, okay? One, Venus retrograde, okay, all the way till the 24th. We've got a few more days. It's slowing down here around 5 degrees, starting to create this trine to Saturn, saying whatever we love, this is about conversation. Gemini is about conversation, okay? So it's like we're talking about what we love. Saturn's saying, like, look, there's boundaries. We have to have boundaries within our love or the things that we love, because too much of anything or lack of something even is not good. So there's got to be a balance. Okay, so Saturn is saying, let's balance this and balance our personal boundaries on the things that we love, the things that we desire, the things that we value. Extremely, extremely important. What do we value? How do we value things? And how are we communicating those things? How are we communicating our boundaries clearly? Now, this is important because we have Mercury retrograde as well as Venus, okay, as well as Pluto, Jupiter, Saturn, but really it's our personal planets, Mercury, Venus, and Mars, that are the most detrimental to us personal on a day-to-day basis. Okay, so it's like we want to be able to communicate these things openly before it gets into a rock and a hard place, right? So we want to be openly communicating. And all of this is about communication as well as understanding, a personal understanding. Okay, now the sun and the north node aligning perfectly today are going to create that septile to Uranus, the 7th harmonic of fate and destined connection. Okay, this is extremely important for us so that it's about a shift in perspective, a shift in the way that we're thinking as well as communicating. On one hand, we can say, oh my God, I feel overwhelmed about all of this laundry I have to do. Now this laundry, apply this to absolutely anything in your life. Anything in your life, okay? This laundry, oh my God, I have so much laundry to do. I hate all this laundry. If we shift our perspective and change our narrative, again, what's going on up there in Capricorn, Jupiter in Capricorn, this planet of abundance, all of a sudden reaches its limits and says, enough, or do you have enough, or you have so much, I'm taking some away. So this can be like, oh my God, I have no laundry. Boy, I wish I had clothes. I have no clothes. I wish I had more than just this one garment to wear. So it's shifting from, oh, I have all of these things to, which is a burden, to, oh my goodness, I have all of these things and I am so fortunate to have these things and the ability to do my laundry. I'm thankful for, to have my own running water, fresh running water and laundry within my home or within my apartment complex, or just down the street, there's a coin laundry thing, So it's just like being able to appreciate instead of looking at things as a burden. It can be as simple as returning a text, returning communication. Is this is about communication? Is the text a burden or is the text a joy that we have somebody that wants to communicate with us? It can be little things like that, or much, much larger things, but again, this is about shifting our perspective, and that 7th harmonic, that septile north node and sun connection to Uranus. Uranus is the breakthrough planet, okay? This is when tension builds up, the volcano's going to erupt, okay? And eclipses are Uranian energy. So Saturday and on Sunday morning, again, 2:41 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, we have this eclipse, and this is a very total eclipse at 1 degree off. So it's like we have this huge eruption happening. And it starts on Saturday, It starts, during this septile. It says there must be a break. There must be a breakthrough. And we must be able to communicate. This is the epitome, the crux of all of this Gemini energy, because the eclipse is actually going to happen in the sign of Cancer. So the narrative changes dramatically within a few hours, so it's like really opening up the dialogue right now, opening up the communication, because things change. And I'm going to talk about that more in the eclipse video, because again, it is a very, very different feel that we're going into for the next month ahead, with the sun in the sign of Cancer, and where we are with this new moon, new beginning in Cancer. Coming back to, though, this day, again, with the sun conjunct the north node, trying septile to Uranus, and the sun opposed, this is really important, the sun opposed to the south node. Again, this is a collective thought up here. This is a collective concept and a collective idea. This is our philosophy, our education, our religion, okay? The shared resources of other individuals accumulate together to determine what is ultimate truth, or the best set of rules or principles that can apply. Now, this is the south node, which means letting go of, which means down here, the sun, ego, representing ourself, the north node saying, yes, this is the direction we're going in for the next year and a half. And we have 3 more extremely important meetings together over this journey. It's important that you understand your own truth, okay? My own knowledge, because no two situations are identical. So it's important for us that we are, especially with the moon being here today, and not making this connection, obviously, until Sunday morning with the north node, and the sun, continuing an emotional need for seeking knowledge and seeking my own individual experiences, that my situation and your situation might have similarities, but they are vastly different, because this is mine, and this is how I choose to look at it, how I choose to think about it, how I choose to communicate about it, right? We can both be looking at the same homework that the teacher hands out on Friday, and have very different views when we look at that piece of paper: excitement, enthusiasm, a burden, annoyance, why, and it's just all about a change of perspective and our own individual right to make the decisions for ourselves based on the knowledge that we gather as an individual. This is not collective knowledge, this is personal knowledge. That being said, last things I want to say is to wrap this up, I know this is a long one, is we also have to understand that the Gemini antenna is the AM radio. Okay, so this is extremely important. This Saturday, this Sunday, this eclipse, what's going to happen when we come into, let me scoot this ahead a couple of days. Okay, when the moon enters Virgo on the 25th, okay, late on the evening on Thursday the 25th. So what we have here is there can be uncertainty, okay? There's static and fuzz in the AM radio. Okay, there's bleed from another channel. We can't make out everything properly. Specifically with this Mercury retrograde happening in Cancer, things go hidden in the sign of Cancer. Our conversation, or emotions at least, can be somewhat muted. Now we have this stellium of communication in Gemini, and the ruling planet of Gemini, Mercury, is in Cancer. Okay, and Cancer says what? What do I want to talk about? I want to talk about my emotions. I want to talk about my feelings. I want to express myself. Well, in a certain part with this retrograde going on, it's saying, well, if I express myself, that can be bad. I'm exposing myself to the light, and now I can get caught, or I can get in trouble this way, or I can wear my heart on my sleeve and really get hurt, or put myself out there trying to achieve this job or achieve this relationship, or so it's best that I bring it in, that I go internal with it. And it's just something that we want to be aware of over the next several weeks here as we continue. And again, that our internal dialogue or our internal narrative might not always be the collective truth. Okay, so we have to know what our truth is, as well as if we're uncertain about details in our life, we don't want to bottle it up inside and shut the door. We want to pay attention and honor our emotions. We want to honor our feelings, and we want to be able to express and communicate in a caring, loving, and nurturing manner to the other party so that we can collectively, both of us come to understanding, again, at whatever situation this may be, with whatever individuals, friends, whatever, right? So it's opening that communication up and not hiding from it, okay? And as the communication Friday, Saturday can again be kind of buzzy, I don't know exactly what I heard. It was a broken up transmission. Well, we're going to play it over this eclipse in the next several days, again until Thursday evening, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Things get a lot more focused when the moon comes into to Virgo, okay? So we have this impact, this breakthrough kind of happening here with Uranus, all right? The eclipse, Uranian energy continuing the breakthrough, but dealing with emotions, and then dealing with our journey, finding our courage, our strength, and moving into something more focused. So whatever's unfocused now this weekend will come into a lot better clarity come Thursday, Friday, Saturday into next weekend. So have faith in that. Have faith in what you're feeling and expressing yourselves. It's this beautiful kind of breakthrough energy going on for the next couple days, my friends. I'm very excited about it. All right. Thanks for hanging out with me. I love you. I wish you enough, and we'll see you tomorrow.